one.
Welcome, everybody, to the 39th episode of the Take Aim Gamescast. I'm your host, Scott Mills, the Microsoft/PC expert. I say that very enthusiastically, even though Microsoft had a very bad week.
Very good.
On my left, I've got Brett Wolf, the PlayStation expert.
What's up, guys?
And on my right, I've got the newsman, the Nintendo expert / a little bit of everything. It's Eric King.
Yeah, another bad week for Xbox. These are my favorite podcasts to do these weeks.
He does love them, that's for sure.
Yeah, they're like the Browns.
But
It's
we're
like,
unbiased here, so we'll give you our thoughts on it coming up.
Okay, yeah, but we usually start with the trivia. So, yeah, we're going to have fun talking about Xbox and Phil Spencer and Redfall. And then we're going to have some fun talking about PlayStation showcase rumors and other showcases that we know are going to be happening.
I like this little summary teaser you got going on today. We don't usually do that.
Yeah, well, we just talked about it, so my short-term memory was good enough today that I remembered it, so
There you go. All right.
Yeah, so let's get into trivia. What's the scores right now?
Yeah, so it's my week this week. So right now I have 13. Scott, you're in second with 10. And Eric, you have 8. But that's because Eric's gone twice already. Me and you, Scott, both have one more this round. So that's why we're at with the scores right now. So, again, our normal format is going to be 8 questions along with the bonus questions, so 9 total answers.
Man, we got no idea what this trivia is.
And
Brett's been hyping it up for
Oh, yeah.
So
he's been hyping it up since before I did my last trivia.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, this is going to be a good one coming up.
I think this will be more accessible to the audience and to you guys too. Nothing too crazy, I don't think. So I spent the whole plane ride going when we went on vacation, my wife and I, and
she's trying to enjoy the vacation.
Yeah, I'm like,
and you're like,
what do you think about this question?
I gotta do this trivia real quick.
I mean, do you think this question's hard? But I think it should be fun. So, and I made sure that I think both of you guys are aware of each question.
Okay.
I think you guys will be okay. So the topic for this trivia is going to be character names. Character names.
Okay.
And big franchises too. So it's no obscure anything. You guys should know these, at least these game franchises. Okay?
I'm gonna be bad.
So, yeah. So they will all have a name, okay, or maybe a pseudonym, okay?
Okay.
So, let's go ahead and go with question 1. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Okay, so question 1. What is the name of the main character in Uncharted? And that would be Uncharted 1, the franchise. The name of the main character in Uncharted. Okay. Question number 2. In World of Warcraft Classic, what is the name of the leader of the Horde? In World of Warcraft Classic, what is the name of the leader of the Horde?
Ooh, I don't know this one. Jeff would know it. Can I phone a friend?
You get no lifelines today.
I definitely should know this.
It's like on the tip of my tongue, like his last name, but I don't know.
Well, I'll give you a hint. It's one name. It's like, he goes by one name.
Okay.
Go on.
Alright. Question number 3, and of course, I did get a question of this game franchise in here. In Shadow of the Colossus, what is the name of the horse that accompanies you? So if you watched my playthrough, you would know this.
Oh man, no one's watching his playthroughs.
No,
we've been
I
exposed.
wasn't, but it was too long ago.
It was 5 years ago.
It didn't sink in.
So, in Shadow of the Colossus,
I know you've mentioned it before.
Yep. What is the name of the horse that accompanies you? Okay. Well, Scott, it looks like Eric's not writing any guesses down. He's slowly blanking. Blank. Okay. Okay. Question number 4. What is the name of the 7th gym leader in Pokemon Red and Blue? What is the name of the 7th gym leader in Pokemon Red and Blue?
Oh god, what's his name? Oh fuck. I mean, I know who it is, but I don't know his name. Fuck. Yeah, I don't know. Been a while.
I was you're gonna get all of them right. I guess not. Okay. Here's a bonus question. So this is a separate question. In Pokemon Red and Blue, what is the name of the character who gives you the Pokemon flute? In Pokemon Red and Blue, what is the name of the character who gives you the Pokemon flute? And that flute is used to wake up Snorlax.
Yeah.
You said this was a bonus one?
This is a bonus one.
What's the bonus?
Well, it's the same like franchise. So this is the 9th question.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So it kind of ties to like question number 4.
Okay.
And these-
actually question 5.
Yeah, and these two characters, the one that's a gym leader and this character with the Pokemon flute, they work together.
I mean, I know who the fucking 7th gym leader is. I just don't know his name.
So, all right, everybody good?
Yeah.
Okay. Question number 5. In Resident Evil 2, what is the name of the main male character? In Resident Evil 2, what is the name of the main male character? So again, if you watch my playthrough of Resident Evil 2, you should know this. Okay.
Keep going. Keep going.
Okay.
Down.
Question number 6.
Get down.
What is the name of the main character in Kingdom Hearts? Question number 6. What is the name of the main character in Kingdom Hearts? That could be either the first game, the franchise. What is his name?
Tell you his weapon name.
So again, I have a couple playthroughs of Kingdom Hearts on my on our playlist here, so you would know that if you watch that as well. Okay. Nothing, Eric? Okay. Question number 7. In Dark Souls 1, what do the NPCs call your character throughout the game? In Dark Souls 1, what do the NPCs call your character throughout the game? Okay. Eric, I'm getting a little bit worried over there. Okay. You won't get this one. Okay, then the final question, number 8. In Bloodborne, Old Hunter's DLC, who is the boss that grants you the infamous Holy Moonlight Sword? The weapon that's been in every single From Software game. Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Bloodborne, and then recently in Elden Ring. Who is the boss that grants you the infamous Holy Moonlight Sword? He's in the DLC.
We bombed this test.
Okay. Scott, you
I did
good?
okay. Yeah.
Okay, so let me go reread through the questions, and then we'll get your answers.
Alright.
Okay, question number 1. What is the name of the main character in Uncharted?
Who
Nathan
is
Drake.
Nathan
Oh,
Drake?
yeah.
That's
Who is
correct.
Nathan
So
Drake?
could I get a pen, please?
Oh, yes, there. Now you can use mine to.
Oh, Scott, you get 1. There's another one. Okay. Question number 2. In World of Warcraft Classic, what is the name of the leader of the Horde?
I don't know that this is right, but I put Gul'dan.
No.
That's not Gul'dan.
No, it's Thrall.
Oh, it's Thrall.
Oh,
Okay.
Thrall.
Yep. Question number 3. In Shadow of the Colossus, what is the name of the horse that accompanies you?
I put Lightbringer. I know that's not right.
It's Aggro.
Aggro. Okay.
Aggro.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Yeah.
have gotten that.
Question number 4. What is the name of the seventh gym leader in Pokemon Red and Blue?
Okay. I put Blaine.
I put Blaine.
Did you put Blaine?
Yeah, I remembered it later on.
You both are correct. It is Blaine.
Yeah, it took me a little bit, but it came to me.
Blaine. And then the bonus was, what is the name of the character who gives you the Pokemon flute?
I said Mr. Fuji.
You are correct.
That's what that is. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can think of it.
Good job, Scott. That's correct.
Got
Okay. Question number 5. In Resident Evil 2, what is the name of the main male character?
Leon.
You're correct again, Scott.
I think you're trying to help Scott out this week, though.
I thought you were going to get both the Pokemon questions right.
Yeah, you get that.
I thought you were going to get Thrall, and I thought you were going to. Well, I thought you were going to get at least
Especially
4.
with RE4 come out because it's the same guy.
Yeah.
So.
I thought you were going to get Thrall for sure.
And that just
I thought you were going to get both of the Pokemon questions. I think Scott was going to get any of the Pokemon questions right. But, I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't think, you don't really talk about Pokemon, so.
Hey, get out the damn window.
Question number 6. What is the name of the main character in Kingdom Hearts?
Sora.
You are correct again, Scott.
No.
Wow, okay. 7. In Dark Souls 1, what do the NPCs call your character throughout the game?
Hollow. Is that correct?
No.
Oh!
Now, your character turns hollow,
Yeah,
right?
I thought that was
But
what it was.
It's chosen undead.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
You're the chosen
I
undead.
wouldn't have thought of that.
And,
Okay.
and then I put this question here because I knew you guys, I don't want you guys to get 8 out of 8 in a row.
Yeah.
But in the Bloodborne Old Hunters DLC, hold on, sandwich.
Yeah.
You know,
Whenever food comes, it gets crazy. They're actually pretty good.
Lucky we got away with them not knowing.
They're very good. Yeah. Dogs are very good.
So who is the boss that grants you the infamous Holy Moonlight Sword?
I said alien because I think there's some like alien boss in the
There
DLCs,
is this-
but I didn't think that was it.
No, that's it. Celestial
okay.
emissaries, but it's Ludwig. Ludwig the
Okay.
Holy Blade.
Okay.
He gives you the he drops the
Okay.
Holy Moonlight Sword. So that's it for trivia this week. So standings now is Brett with 13, Scott with 15, Eric's down to 10. We're off week for
How many
Eric.
did you get this week, Scott?
I think I got like 5 because I was at 10 to start,
Yeah,
so I got 5 out of the 9.
I'll remember this next
Yeah,
time.
very
I
good
trivia, Brett.
Dude, I gave you some layups.
Mm-hmm.
How you like a Thrall? I thought you would know
Sometimes
Sora.
knows the names of guys and fucking.
Yeah, I almost thought of Thrall too, but I couldn't think of his name. I was like, oh yeah, Gul'dan was the evil guy in the Warcraft
Give me
movie.
tons of
Maybe
names,
it was
I'll
him.
tell ya.
And I was like,
I mean, I thought you would get both of the Pokemon questions, right? Because you're a big Pokemon guy. And then Nathan Trick was an easy one. And I thought you would know Resident Evil 2 just
Well,
because.
Mr. Fuji was pretty impressive by Scott. I'll give him that.
yeah, it just came to me. At first I was thinking Erica, and I was like, no, it's not a gym
As soon as you
leader.
said it,
And
I
then
knew
I
it
was
was it,
like,
but-
oh, yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't have to think of that.
Yeah. So,
Fucking lows and.
My next trivia I think I was going to do was. I'm still thinking of it. Unless we decided to do like maybe Jeopardy one week or something. Make it like. You got Buzz in first. Or, I think
Okay.
you brought that up, Eric, before.
yeah, so I'm next for the next week's trivia. We're not doing the year thing anymore. We'll do
Oh,
some
thank God.
real questions next week.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay.
All right. So that was it for the trivia. Let's get into some of these topics now. Yes, we got some visitors going on there. All right, so I think we want to go through first a list of the showcases because we're getting close to summertime. E3's canceled, but then there's a lot of these companies are now going to be doing their own like game showcases.
Yeah.
We've known about Xboxes for a while. They announced it a while ago that, hey, we're going to be doing this. Well, Starfield Direct in June, where it's going to be dedicated to mostly Starfield, but then
That's
like a
officially
couple
announced.
weeks
Do we
ago.
know the date on that?
Yeah, so June 11th is when they're doing that.
And I think it's like 60 minutes for Xbox Showcase and
Yeah.
30 minutes for Starfield.
Yeah, immediately following that. And
That's official.
Yeah. So we can pretty much assume that in that 60 minutes, the first one is probably not going to be a lot of Starfield because they're going to spend all their time on it.
I would assume no Starfield in the first 60, maybe right at the very end or something to lead into it, but
Yeah.
Mm.
But that will take us into another conversation. I don't know if you want to go into that, but we can continue with the other showcases though.
Yeah, how about we
So-
read through
Okay, yeah.
the
let's read
showcases
through
that are
the ones that have been announced.
Yeah, I think we can give some quick thoughts about the ones that we want to give quick thoughts on.
Yeah.
So this is from Jeff Grubb. And the first one has been leaked, rumored. It's going to be the PlayStation Showcase the week of May 25th. So, I mean, I don't think we want to go through our predictions yet, but I guess, Eric, initial thoughts of, I guess, what your expectations are, your hype level, what do you think they could possibly be showing?
I think an updated PlayStation could be possible, like not a PS6, but like a PS5 Pro. I think this could be the year for it, maybe, but it would kind of suck because they still are having problems getting, actual PS5s in stock. So might be a little early for that. We'll see. But yeah, I think we should be getting like a lot of game announcements on stuff that's in the works because we really don't have anything lined up too major yet that they've shown. But on like Xbox, they don't really like to show stuff too far in advance, except for like the really big titles. But do they have anything lined up for like holiday this year yet?
Well, possibly Spider-Man.
Rumors.
Spider-Man 2. And that's really it. I think what we would expect to see would be a lot more first-party games, obviously. It seems like they tend to have their third-party exclusives be more of a direct state-of-play type of deal, whereas they save their first-party. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess you can assume Naughty Dog with something, Last of Us multiplayer.
Yeah, when's the last time they had anything come out? Naughty Dog, like actual game?
The Last of Us Part 2.
Well, they did the remake then too.
Yeah.
For the Last of Us 1. And that was kind of what they were doing in the meantime, so.
Did they do all the work on that, do we know? I don't know. Or did other studios help on it? I don't even know.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. But I mean, they've acquired some studios since, and they originally closed one, Pixelopolis or something. It's the one that made Concrete Genie. They recently closed down a couple days ago.
Okay.
So sad for all the people working at that studio, but they closed that. They closed down that studio. So I guess we'll have to see what happens. The date hasn't been set yet, but that's been the big rumor is May 25th.
Seems like they have like a kind of like an agreement with Square Enix and even Konami too. So
Konami is heavily rumored to show. I mean, you can see a Castlevania game. You see a Metal Gear Solid remake, one of those titles.
That would be cool.
Silent Hills has been long rumored. Silent Hills 2.
Yeah, I mean, we know from their Silent Hill showcase they did last year that they have Silent Hill stuff in the works.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw gameplay from those.
Yeah.
Shadow of the Colossus 2?
No. Now, Gen Design, which is the creator, they were Team Ico, and they kind of made their own studio called Gen Design. They do have a rumored next game coming out, but supposedly it could be either I think Epic might be publishing it, and it won't be a Sony exclusive. So their deal's kind of over after The Last Guardian came out with PlayStation. So, but who knows? But I'm sure we'll do predictions as we get a final announcement on that.
Yeah, do you think that what company that did all the remakes and stuff like
Blue
Demon's
Point?
Souls? Yeah, Blue Point. Do you think they'll have something to show at this one?
I would hope. I mean, what was
we'll probably see Armored Core. I'm sure that'll be.
Yeah, I mean, we saw on Xbox's channel they released a new gameplay trailer for it recently.
Armored
I
Core?
texted
I think
about it. But,
Bandai Namco has that
yeah.
relationship with Xbox. I think if we get anything from Armored Core, it'd be at Xbox's showcase in June, is my guess. Because I think that game's announced for August of 2023. So
I saw some MMO that has been announced for consoles that look fucking sweet, but I'm trying to see if I can find it again, but it looked fucking good though.
Okay.
yeah,
I think possibly we would see that, because I think that's supposed to come out this year.
yeah. Prepare the title. Shout it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find it.
Okay. Going down the list, June 7th is a Tribeca Festival. I don't really know what that is on Scott, if you know what that is.
I think it's an indie type of showcase, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
June 8th And so it seems like starting June 7th is like the big time to start getting these showcases. June 8th is Summer Game Fest.
Boom, and that's the first big one that I think people will be tuning in.
Is that that's what Jeff Keighley, right?
Yeah, that's Jeff Keighley's big summer show.
Okay. And then June 9th and 10th is the key 3 days of play.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Jeff's doing there.
Yeah.
That's the following stuff. Summer Games Fest is the one to tune into, and then those days of play are just little things. The following days they probably do like fundraisers and stuff.
Yeah. And then we were talking about this ad nauseum. It seems like June 11th is a big day for Microsoft, right? Mm-hmm. We had the Xbox and Bethesda showcase, along followed by the Starfield Direct, which we were talking about earlier in this episode.
And one not listed there, the PC gaming show is supposed to follow that as well. So
so I know we talked about that a lot in past Gamescasts. And then June 12th is Ubisoft Forward. So any hype? Anything that would make you think, wow, I can't wait to watch that, besides maybe Assassin's Creed? But
I just haven't really played many of Ubisoft.
Well, I know you're really big into the Just Dance franchise.
Oh.
I was messing with you.
I was like,
what?
Yeah. I mean, Ubisoft's kind of gone downhill. I feel like we all agree with that. It's kind of
even
like
Far Cry. Like I used to like Far Cry when like Far Cry 3 and 4 and stuff were around, but the last one I did not get into.
I didn't even play it.
Yeah,
I didn't even play it.
It'll be interesting to see. I guess that Sea of Thieves game is still somehow in the works. Just will be interested to see if that game ever comes out.
What's it called?
It's Skull and Bones.
Skull and Bones.
That's it. Yeah, not Sea of Thieves.
I knew we were talking about those. It seemed like pirate game.
Yeah,
I don't understand like how that game was so hyped because I looked at it and it looked just like Assassin's Creed 4. It looked like it was literally like just a port.
Wasn't that announced?
That section of the game.
Yeah.
I think that was announced like back when I lived in North Richmond.
It was
a long time ago.
Yeah.
Didn't they announce some fucking game with like apes or something too? Like it was like some sequel or something.
Yeah, it's
the Beyond Evil. Yeah. I loved the first game of that. I played on
the original Xbox. Like, even before that, I feel like.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, somebody's fucking developers.
They never. Yeah, they've shown like cinematic trailers every once in a while, but no.
Didn't they scrap didn't the people that were working on it leave or something? Or am I just making that up? Like I thought they maybe scrapped
I think they
something.
lost some directors or some creative directors or something.
Anything you're
But like that was my biggest like streamed game. Like when I streamed, like when Nostalgia Hour games, like I got a couple people commenting on that one. So
yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Anything you're hoping for at the Xbox show?
Oh, at the Xbox one, I just want more transparency around like. I just want them to actually deliver on stuff that they say, like, and they just need to be better about actually putting stuff out in the next year, like, which was last year's whole theme was, hey, this is all stuff that's going to be out in the next year, and like they just need to deliver on the stuff they show. I mean, we obviously want to see updates on a lot of these games that we know are out there that are being worked on. But I'm like, I mean, I don't want them to rush these games too by saying, okay, these are all coming out in the next like 6 months. But like, I just want them to say like, give a timeline and say, hey, this game is on schedule to come out right now. Like the production timeline right now is looking like this one's gonna come out before this one. This studio's games is gonna be like coming out after that one. Just like you gotta clear the air a little bit on all these games that have been announced and just say like, hey, this one's still a couple years off, or hey, yeah, this one we're like close to being done with. I don't know, but that's really what I want.
Yeah, I mean they got a lot of games on the back burner. It's just like Avowed, Fable. I don't know what else I'm missing, but
Perfect Dark Zero.
Perfect Dark Zero, that's a big one. But they get announced so damn far in advance that it's like they gotta stop doing that because people get hyped for them. Like they announced most of these games like before the console even came out, and we still haven't even gotten like an update on Fable in years.
Yeah, I know we talked about that on the previous podcast too. But was there any other game showcases?
I'm fucking hyped for
besides-
Starfield though.
Oh yeah, I think I am too, and I think that one's gonna be better than Redfall because Phil Spencer. I listened to his interview. We can get into my thoughts on that a little bit if we want, but like Redfall came in the middle of development. That studio, where Phil Spencer said that Starfield was much earlier in development when Bethesda got acquired, and so they had more time to kind of help them out with the technical stuff to make sure that's gonna.
What do you honestly expect
performance-wise?
for Starfield? Like, you know, rating wise.
Oh, rating wise, I think it'll be I think mid 80s should be like the expected.
I'm expecting like a 95 out of that. I think.
Whoa.
I think.
Yep,
I think they have to
that's
deliver on this
possible,
game.
but well, yeah, there's really high expectations, but that was another thing that.
I'm gonna be disappointed.
We can get into the Phil Spencer comments
supposed to,
now.
Well,
okay.
this is supposed to be like their big flagship game.
So-
Like, they need to deliver on this game.
Okay.
They can't come out with an 85
So,
after all this garbage they put
Phil
us through.
Spencer said that you can't expect that we're gonna release an 11 out of 10 Starfield game, and that would equate to a shift in the people's feelings of PlayStation.
Mhm.
People are still gonna have their loyalties or whatever in console war type of stuff towards PlayStation,
Here, you want
even
me
if
to-
this is an 11 out of 10.
You want me to give a couple of those quotes?
I
Here's the one
heard
you were-
it just before this.
Here's the one you were speaking on.
Yes.
This is a quote. There's no world where Starfield is an 11 out of 10 and people start selling their PS5s. That's not
Exactly.
going to happen. And another one was quotes.
Yeah.
I see commentary that if you just build great games, everything would turn around. It's just not true that if we go off and build great games, all of a sudden you're going to see console shares shift in some
Individually,
dramatic
I
way.
think that in that case, I think that he probably would say that in the long term, because he mentioned a lot in that interview about,
Mhm.
hey, we want
Yeah, it's got long
to put out quality games, we need to be better
Mhm.
than we were with Redfall about this stuff, and because yeah, so with the putting out great games thing, he's saying individually a great game
Mhm.
isn't going to shift it. We have to build up a culture that people love about these games.
Oh, I totally agree, but it starts with great games. You have to start putting out great games.
Well, yeah,
to
you have to have
culture
at
shift.
least one start. Yeah,
I don't understand. This is what people are buying consoles for, is games. Why does he think great games aren't going to sell consoles?
yeah, I was a little bit confused about that one, but I don't think he meant it as in we don't want to put out great games.
Yeah.
He's
I
saying
guess.
that I think it's just the fact that, hey, we're putting out a lot of games. I think his thing was we're going to be putting out more games than what
Mhm.
these other ones are, and so we want a more diverse lineup than what Sony has, not necessarily
Yeah, I mean,
the more critically acclaimed, because that's unattainable, because what Sony has put together is such a high level that you almost can't attain their level of just Last of Us, God of War. You have to put out a diversity of things, and some of those are going to fail basically.
see, my whole thing with it is, he was talking about people who go into the store, they already have their loyalty to a certain brand, and they're not going to shift loyalty just because
Mhm.
there's good games on a certain console. But for me, last gen, I was an Xbox guy, and I saw all these great games coming to PlayStation, and I went to the retail this gen.
Well, that's what he said was Xbox One generation was the worst console generation to lose because and
Yeah,
that
I
was
was
another
Xbox,
one of his
but I was
things.
with Xbox
Yeah.
One during that
Exactly.
generation.
So your sentiment is exactly what he just
Yeah,
said.
no, but I had
Yeah.
an Xbox One,
Yeah.
and now after that,
Yeah.
I've gone to the other
Yeah, so I think
Alright.
he's saying like we can't win this generation because we lost the last generation of games. But if we put out good games in this generation going forward, then maybe in the next generation we can start to
Yeah, but he
win
didn't say
back
anything
some of
about-
that market share.
But he didn't say anything about
He
putting
didn't
good
say
games
that.
out. You're just
Well, because they
assuming that's
haven't,
what
because Redfall was in a bad state. Like he was trying to manage Redfall.
like if they put out good games now, I'd go buy an Xbox. But
Okay, I wanted to get. Yeah,
let's
I
get
wanted to
Rob.
get back into.
Well, I want to get my opinion really quick. Hold
Okay,
on.
yeah.
So, when did that interview come out? That was kind of funny, right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like
like
a
a
funny,
year or
like
so.
their Xbox sided podcast.
So when did it come out? The interview come out in relation to when Redfall dropped?
I think a
That was
couple days
couple days
later,
after,
couple
yeah.
days after.
Okay, so it talks about releasing great games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then with Redfall getting such terrible reviews all across the board,
Mm-hmm.
right? Everybody's seen the videos of reviewers showing all these glitches and all this shitty
Mhm.
gameplay, whatever. But like, why would they see that and say, you know what? Let's release that. He's ahead
I
of
have a theory.
he's ahead of just to push a game out and
I
hopefully
have a
that
theory on that.
what?
So I think because they kind of said that, because somebody did ask that question basically, and he said that the game didn't reach the creative vision that the creators originally wanted with that game, which he said on games like Starfield and Halo that we delayed, like when we reviewed the production timeline, he said they weren't gonna meet that like production timeline, but with Redfall, he said that based on their internal reviews and stuff, he didn't feel like they could reach that level. So in other words, I think like he basically said if we delay it, then this team is going to be working on this game for like the next year, and they're not going to be able to start working on their next creative vision, basically. And so he's like, just release it now and get it out there.
That's the whole thing, because like a lot
So
of
they
people
can-
were saying like, why didn't they delay it 3 months? But this game isn't like a 3-month fix. This is like
Right.
the entire game.
Like you would
is,
maybe
like,
get
up
the
to
scores up to a 70 or something if you
A little
spent
bit less
another
bugs,
6
but-
months or whatever to make it perform better. It's still
Just
just a
taking the
mid
bugs
game.
out isn't gonna fix the game. The gameplay is.
But
screwed
why
up.
push a game out if you know it's gonna hurt your brand? Like we wouldn't be having this conversation if
Well, what do you think?
Redfall
They're-
never released.
They're not gonna just
They had
scrap the whole
already
game.
announced it. That was part of the issue.
Well,
He said with these games that it was in mid to late production. He said
Until they
by
just
the
noticed
time they
them.
required
Yeah.
Bethesda, and so it's like it's already been kind of like in the works. Like they're not just gonna say we're scrapping the whole thing. at
That
this
reminds me of another theory I had. Was like, I feel like because these games are on Game Pass, they're kind of just like thinking, oh well, this game's not so good, but they're getting it for free, so it's not really that big of a deal. That makes me think that like maybe Game Pass isn't good for gamers because the quality seems to have gone down since Game Pass came out, at least from my point of view. I don't know what you think about that, Brett. Because like, I think it might be bad for gamers because they're kind of just pushing games out and they're like, oh well, it doesn't really meet our standards, but you know people aren't having to pay $70 for it, so.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, Star Wars Jedi Survivor came out and had really poor performance on PC and stuff.
Yeah, but that's gonna be fixed though. I mean,
This
that
one,
was the
this one
performance.
will too.
Yeah, but the
Well,
gameplay
performance.
sucks. Yeah, the gameplay sucks for Redfall though.
but Jedi got what 86, 88 on Metacritic. They still pretty good,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, that's still good.
reviews. I mean, I saw the bad PC. I think Skill
I
Up did a
thought
review on
Have
it.
you
most-
seen some of the gameplay for Redfall?
Yes, by
Like I've seen
Scale
videos
up.
where there's like guys and there's
Yeah.
like a box
It's not good.
and they just stand behind the box and the fucking like the boss doesn't know how to get around it. He just stands there staring
Well,
at you.
I've seen that the bosses only last like a minute. Like they're like super quick to kill,
Yeah.
and I've seen clips where you'd be talking to somebody and they're not even there. Like
Yeah.
they're not even like in the game, or they talk about players falling through the floor, like glitching out and falling through the environment.
Yeah, I was really excited for this game like 3 months ago
Yeah.
before I realized how many
So
issues it was
the
gonna have.
biggest like thing that stood out to me from this interview was that Phil Spencer said that they had like mock reviews and stuff, because all these like publishers and stuff, they do mock reviews and like they have internal people like reviewing their games to see like, okay, like how do we think this game's gonna end up scoring? And he said that their mock reviews and internal people that were reviewing the game had it scored double digits higher than where it ended up. And
So
I was
there's a
like,
flaw in there.
there's
They
obviously
gotta get
something
some new
on there.
mock reviewers.
Yeah.
I'll sign up. I'll do it.
That, I was like, how do you like
give me
mess
his
up
mock
that?
reviewer.
It's like, yeah, you gotta get more critical people reviewing these things, man.
I'll let you know, Phil.
I guess I just can't comprehend how. I understand that like if you're so late in the development cycle that I guess you can't cancel it or whatever, but still it's like he knew exactly what's happening because he went on that, he had that interview scheduled before he got released. There's no way it just happened the date of, hey, can I come on your podcast, kind of funny, and talk? Like he
Like,
knew
we gotta get this.
Well,
there was damage control being done.
Yeah.
And here's the thing though, is that
Yeah.
I feel like people are gonna be like, the next game that comes out, let's say it's Starfield, right? And it comes out with like an 85, like Scott was saying, right? Which would be a pretty good score. But people are gonna go crazy for the Xbox. They're gonna be like, look what they're producing now, and try to compare to what they released in Redfall. Like I guess what I'm trying to say is that like, they shouldn't get a pass just because of their next game. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, have consistency throughout all your games that you're releasing on that Xbox brand.
Yeah, Phil's absolutely out of his mind if he thinks Starfield comes out and it's like, a 98 on Metacritic. People aren't gonna go buy Xboxes. Like, he's out of his mind if he thinks that. Like, I don't know what he's saying.
But again though,
Yeah.
but again, his point was too is that like he doesn't. I think what I understood from his interview was that he didn't really care about console sales. It seems like they're focusing more on cloud and having an ecosystem. Is what we talked about, I think, many years ago. Is that they don't really care about the console space anymore because they can't compete with Sony.
Right.
And I think that's an objective thing where like the people, like Scott, you mentioned before. The last generation is when the digital libraries started becoming more prevalent. People were buying stuff more digitally. They weren't buying physical media anymore. And now that you have your games in your library, you're not going to move off that medium. But it's like, I don't know. If Starfield comes out with like a 90 or something, I'm not going to go buy an Xbox. I'll just have a PC. What's the point of having an Xbox now?
Yeah, go get a $1,500 PC and stuff.
But a PC I can use for multiple purposes.
You're an exception because a lot of people would just go buy a $500 Xbox before
It was a
that.
lot cheaper, yeah.
Sure, it's a lot
the
cheaper, but-
PC route. Yeah.
I mean, I already have
like
a PC, but yeah, if I didn't have a PC, I'd be getting an Xbox if Starfield came out and it was really good.
But I mean, but then you can't play any PC games.
Yeah, I mean,
Wait,
that's the best route is to go PC and PlayStation because
And
you
Nintendo.
get to be in everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Nintendo,
So, all right.
Okay. I also wanted, because he also touched very briefly on the Activision Blizzard thing and the fact that the British agency that
There's no
reviews
silence. They're going crazy
these
off that
for
shit.
antitrust agreements,
Oh.
he basically said we're still gonna fight for this acquisition to go through. But yeah, it was a big blow that happened. And we also saw the head of Blizzard he said there's gonna be news on a BlizzCon that's gonna come out in the next couple weeks now. So they're because last year Blizzard, they canceled BlizzCon because they thought they were getting acquired by Xbox and was gonna be part of that. But now they're doing BlizzCon again. So
well, it's really good news that they didn't get Activision, in my opinion, because I don't want the guy leading my company saying, we don't need great games.
So, yeah, my thing with Phil is I think that he is a fan of games. It would be as if a Cleveland Browns fan was the GM of the Cleveland Browns.
And we're we don't need great players.
Yeah, and he's like,
We don't need good
I
players.
think it'd be cool if
It's not
we
gonna
got
sell tickets."
Activision Blizzard, and then it's but then once it starts to happen, it's oh, we didn't think about all these legal things. I don't know, but maybe they need, some more business minds in there. I don't know.
Maybe he's not as great as people thought he was back 10
I
years
think
ago.
he's a good guy. And I don't think he was terrible. I think he's done good things with the Game Pass stuff, but Yeah, I think that he sometimes gets in trouble because he thinks more as a fan of games than a business guy, like, and what they should.
I mean, I got his point where he was saying like it was a bad generation to lose last gen because people have their digital libraries and they're not gonna want to switch because they got all their digital games already. So I understood where he was going with that. I just didn't understand the whole not wanting good games. That didn't make much sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, their biggest, I think I mentioned this before, was that I would love to see Game Pass on Sony console. I think that'd be fucking sweet. But just get out of the console space
That would be
itself.
tough.
Just concede it to Sony and just be a publisher.
Yeah, just concede.
Like,
Just
I mean, he already kind of did, right?
I mean,
Sounds like it.
I think they're still gonna be putting consoles out. I just don't think that they expect that they're gonna be the.
I mean,
like, yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I can
at
see
that
it.
point, you're competing with like Valve, None, and Epic, with these other game stores and stuff.
well,
so.
they have the most capital, right? Like in the United States, pretty much, like up there with Google and everything. And they can, they can hang in there.
Yeah.
They have the IPs, which is a problem that Amazon doesn't have and Google didn't have.
Mhm.
But it's just like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
maybe
But
they go away from consoles.
I mean, you talk about like that was a big deal, right? Was like we have 12 teraflops,
I think
and like
they-
nobody gives a fuck about it.
Yeah.
It was just buzzwords that people are trying to bring back console wars and shit. That was so
Well,
like 15 years ago.
I think it's good for competition though. Like I think it's bad for competition if Xbox goes out of consoles completely because now it's just PlayStation and Nintendo, and those are two completely different things. I think PlayStation they start having like a monopoly on high-end console like machines because that's like the only one out there then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I mean, you know, the Steam Deck's pretty cool. I know it's not really a console, it's a handheld, but
it's a handheld.
that's still a cool thing. But all right,
Mhm.
any other thoughts on that before we move on?
Mm-mm.
Okay. June 25th is a Summer Games concert. I don't know.
Summer Games concert.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing something.
And then June 27th to the 29th is a GDC showcase. Yeah.
Too much shit.
July 20th to the 23rd is the San Diego Comic Con, whatever. Your boy, August 10th to the 13th, QuakeCon
There we go.
for Joe Rogan. August 11th is THQ Nordic, famously known for bringing us, what was the game, Scott, that you love so much? They got like, shitty reviews. We played at PAX East.
Oh, the little raccoon.
Yeah,
thing?
it wasn't
Biomutant.
Yeah, Biomutant.
Yeah. I still want to play that game.
Oh, you haven't played it?
I want to.
Yeah. And then August 23rd to the 27th is Gamescom.
Yeah, I feel like that game almost did as bad as Redfall.
I was,
Yeah, I think it was similar reviews,
Yeah.
but that's a small, like it's not a $70 game like Redfall, so it's not gonna get the flack. It was the Skate Studio's first game that they've ever put out.
It
Like,
seemed cool at the PAX East.
yeah, I still think that it seems like it could be cool.
but Gamescom usually has some good announcements, I believe. So that's a classic in August. I think it's
Yeah.
in Germany usually.
Yeah.
September is Nintendo Live. Do you have any thoughts on Nintendo Live? I don't even know what will even be shown. I don't think that's even like.
September.
It seems like it's like made up, but
They don't have anything in fucking June.
no, not
Yeah,
scheduled.
that'll be coming.
September also is PAX West. That's just a games showcase.
Yeah.
September 24th through the 27th is gonna be the Tokyo Gaming Show, which is mostly PlayStation stuff because it's more Japanese centric. Obviously, it's in Tokyo. And then the one thing that we all look forward to, December 8th, is the Game Awards.
Okay.
So, I mean, who's the leader in the clubhouse for Game of the Year right now?
Resident Evil 4.
Zelda.
Dead Space.
Dead Space could
Zelda.
be.
I mean, we have Zelda coming out. We have the games are really going to start coming, you know, next week with Zelda. And then you're going to have Diablo 4. You're going to have Final Fantasy 16, Armored Core, maybe Spider-Man, Starfield.
And I feel like Hogwarts Legacy for me, but I don't know if it's gonna get that much recognition
No.
just because of the brand.
Well, maybe Redfall will sneak in as a nominee.
So far, I don't think I've actually bought anything that's new this year.
The
except
show?
for oh, fuck show. shit about that. But Octopath, I thought that was pretty fun, but
Okay.
I thought-
probably not game of the year quality, but
I talked to Colin about it because I saw him a couple days ago, and he really liked Octopath Traveler too.
yeah, I haven't beat it, but
I heard the story flows better than the first one. Was the commentary I heard on it?
well, that was my problem with the first one. It's just too many stories you gotta go through at one time. But Jesus Christ, but no, I'm enjoying that game. It's just I don't think it's game of the year quality, and then everything else I haven't played yet because a lot of these games are games I want to wait for sales for. So yeah, because I mean Star Wars seems like it's pretty good. I know it's been buggy, but people seem like they've been enjoying the game minus the bugs. So,
I haven't seen one person play it
yeah,
when I was on PlayStation.
I've been
last
playing
night.
through Fallen Order because I know I mentioned on the last Gamescast I didn't get into that game, but I started playing it and I'm enjoying it. But yeah, I'm just gonna try to beat that game first, and then hopefully by then it'll be a sale on it. But yeah, I'm really hyped for fucking Zelda this week. Though.
So you have it pre-ordered and everything?
No.
You're buying it
I
digitally?
think I'm gonna get it digital because I'm on vacation and I don't want to like wait until like 10 a.m. for a store to open.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna get it digital because I saw they had like that game voucher. I don't know if you've seen that on like.
Is that the coins that you can earn?
No, you can get like 2 games for $100 digital.
Through the eShop?
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna do that and Pikmin, and that saves me like $30. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's a $60 and $70 game.
Okay,
so-
Zelda's the first one that's going to be higher priced than normal Nintendo games,
Yeah, it's
right?
70, but Pikmin's only gonna be 60, so I mean it saves me $30.
Yeah.
So, or 30.
Yeah, I'm just getting Zelda, and then just get an update. I'm about halfway through Horizon Forbidden West, so
Oh, nice.
still making progress through that game.
Yeah, I'm like 10 hours in the Fallen Order. I got to the part where the second sister takes her helmet off. I think she's like, is she the,
Okay.
she the lady on your ship's Padawan? Is that what she said?
Yes, the old lady that's like on the Mantis with you.
Uh-huh.
I think it's like her like Padawan. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because that's right where I left off. So.
Yeah. I'm surprised you're enjoying it because the Dark Souls combat. I talked about that last
It's a
game.
lot easier than Dark Souls, though.
It is.
It
It's
is.
a simpler skill tree too. Like you don't have to think about like what.
Well, that's one of
because it's another one where it's like you're gonna unlock eventually.
Well, that's one of the
everything.
knocks I have on the game, though, is like I like a good skill tree and like being able to upgrade weapons and stuff
Okay.
like that. And that's one of my knocks on the game is like no, like I don't give a
Okay.
shit about that skill tree personally.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but the only thing I
Yeah.
care about in that skill tree is like the health and the stim pack shit.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like PlayStation like games like God
Yeah.
of War, Spider-Man. You know, where
Yeah, but you can upgrade like your weapons and armor and God of War and
Yeah.
stuff. But
I
I
do
know
have
what you're saying though.
I do have one question. It's kind of off topic. Back to the previous topic. We had to talk about Microsoft. I just thought about it. If you're Microsoft and you can take one IP from PlayStation
Mm-hmm.
to bolster your lineup, what franchise would it be?
what would I want to take? Interesting.
And this is going from now games, and then also think about any potential future games. To make, what do you think would be the best game franchise from Sony that you would think would help Microsoft?
Personally, I think Spider-Man, but I know a lot of people would disagree with that.
Yeah, I would say, me personally, I'd want God of War, but and it would be good because like just for like diversity for Xbox because obviously you don't want to take like Gran Turismo because that's like the only thing Xbox has is Forza, so you don't want another racing
you don't
game.
need that. Yeah.
But you know they don't really have any good storytelling games on Xbox, so probably like God of War, Last of Us, or Uncharted.
They don't have storytelling games that are action adventure focused.
Yeah,
they
they're
have
like
a
AAA.
lot of story based games, but they're like
Not
sometimes they're turn based RPG that you have to really read a lot and get into.
Yeah, I'm talking like big AAAs though. I guess Halo would be their biggest storyteller.
That's a first-person shooter, though. I don't know.
Well,
I mean,
I guess
their
your
biggest,
kind of story.
like, lore-based stuff is like Elder Scrolls. Well, Obsidian's like
Yeah,
Outer Worlds. Yeah, because I think Obsidian is probably their best, like, of the studios that they acquired there a few years ago. I think Obsidian's doing the best out of them all. Because they put out 3 games, and they've all been pretty well received.
What games? Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds, Grounded, and Pentiment.
Well, Outer Worlds was on PlayStation too, but
I mean, Grounded and Pentiment were smaller scale games, where Outer Worlds was like the only like AAA one.
Alright, go on, Brett.
No, that was kind of the last thing I was thinking about.
Was
No. So I wasn't sure if you guys.
You were on a roll there for a second.
Well, what is your pick?
Oh, my pick?
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna pick the one that you'd want least PlayStation to lose.
Killzone. You can have it. You can have it. No, I would say probably I would say God of War. And I would say that because Nathan Drake's kind of played out in Uncharted, and The Last of Us, I don't see too much future games being made, but I feel like you can keep on making games with Kratos and God of War because of the settings. You do different settings, and then he's a god, so he really can't die.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't matter anyways because it's not gonna sell consoles. So.
That's true.
And with my Spider-Man thing too, I think it would be interesting because I think that Microsoft, I think I heard that they had an opportunity to get those games before and they didn't take it.
Not surprised. And then
Sony did, and now it's successful. So that would be really interesting. I think.
Well,
I think it would be big for them too because it's a big brand. So like the Marvel.
Well, it's like who will be the developer of it, but
so we're just taking the IP. So
yeah.
Then it's not, you'd have to give it to a new developer.
Oh, God.
I mean, you'd have to
343
somebody.
Take over God of War.
Hey, they have experience with the grappling hook. They have experience with the grappling hook now. So.
Yeah. I don't know.
But all right, that's all I had.
Do you think that like Sony has all of the good developers? Like, do you think that these studios like
Maybe Phil can try to buy some.
what? Yeah, like how?
Who makes
Yeah, maybe he can get some of the Concrete Genie people from that studio.
Oh yeah, I saw they closed.
The one studio I would take from Microsoft would be the Coalition. No, I'm just kidding. Who's the one that makes it's not who makes the Horizon games?
I would take
Horizon.
I don't know what the name of the studio is.
Who makes Forza Horizon? Turn 10 makes Motorsport.
Playground you're talking about?
Playground, yeah, I think Playground.
Playground seems like they're very good. I'll give them that, but yeah, I take Bethesda before.
But see, I would
Xbox runs.
I would take them off of Horizon though, and then have them. Are they working on? Who's working on Fable? Is that Playground?
Yeah,
I know.
Okay,
Okay, so that's official. Yeah, because I know that was rumored a long time ago.
That was a long time.
And who's making
I haven't heard anything different.
Who's making Perfect Dark Zero?
That was the Initiative.
Oh yeah, your boys, the Initiative. That's right. I want to think about all these like different things that Scout has
What
hyped
the hell
about.
is Initiative?
That
What's
new
that?
studio that they've made the Scouts hyping about.
Yeah, they
for, like,
made
years.
a new
make?
studio.
Nothing yet.
I don't know that I was hyping them. I just
No,
was like, it's a new studio.
No, because Scott, I remember every single Gamescast we had, you hyped up that new studio. Like, yeah, don't forget, Xbox has a new studio in Santa Monica or
I
San
don't
Mateo.
remember doing
Scott,
that.
I'm telling you, you know what? I'm gonna find a clip of it and send it to you. Because I think every you talked about this new studio.
Yeah,
The Initiative.
let's find every clip that I talked and then do a montage.
It would be like 2 hours long.
2 hours. Oh my goodness.
We can do like a little countdown. How many episodes till Initiative comes out with the game?
Yeah.
It'll be episode 150.
Yeah.
We're still waiting.
Anthem was one where Scott's hyped.
Oh, Anthem.
Yeah, I wanted that.
That was
to be
one of your
better.
games, was
I did want that.
the
one.
All-Star line.
I was
Yeah.
disappointed. about that.
Biomutant.
Biomutant Anthem.
Yeah, I know. Like, why are the games that I want to be good bad? Like, it's like I like the ideas of these games, and then it's like, well, they're bad. And then it's
Redfall
like,
would
what?
have definitely been one of
No,
Scott's picks if we did one this year.
Scott,
No, it was not. It was not in my
Oh.
fantasy. Well, I did a draft this year, and it wasn't. I do have Starfield though.
No, see, I'm messing with you because you're always so adamant that like you're always hyping these games up or
Yeah, I try
things
to.
up. You get the hype going.
That's-
'cause-
yeah, I
that's
try
what
to
all
hype
Xbox
up
guys do,
games
though.
that I'm excited for.
That's
but
Xbox thing.
They don't always land. So
Yeah.
Hyping up future.
See, the games I
Next
hype up
year.
are good.
yeah,
Right.
next year.
Yeah, I didn't realize
Just like
they didn't
the
have a
Browns.
AAA game all of last year or this year until Redfall.
I think Psychonauts 2.
No,
I
that's not
consider
AAA.
that.
No,
AAA.
well, that's what I heard on like a show. I was like,
Did Spencer say that Redfall was considered AAA? He said that right in the
Yeah,
interview.
I think. It's
But you
considered
said it was
AAA,
$70, so that's
Yeah, it's AAA.
And that's what we talked about in our last Gamecast, right? Was what made it a AAA? That was one of Scott's questions. What's a
Yeah.
AAA game,
But-
right? And I think we agreed that it was like a top price points a AAA game.
Yeah.
Psychonauts wasn't that, right? Psychonauts was like,
I don't think it was, but
yeah. So then, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no, they didn't have AAA games.
That was
last
still
year.
like.
I think
That's
their last-
probably the biggest one that they have put out.
I think their last one was Halo before that.
Yeah, I think that's the only one this generation. Then, if
Hmm.
I don't know what else. This
Your words, not
generation-
mine.
Was Outer Worlds the Xbox Series?
It
generation?
wasn't exclusive though.
Yeah, it wasn't exclusive though. I think PlayStation would have Horizon Forbidden West, God of War Ragnarok.
Well, I'm not talking exclusive. I'm just
Souls.
talking studio though.
Deep
First
down.
party.
Demon Souls. That's really it though. I can think off the top of my head. Gran Turismo 7, was that on 5?
Yeah, I think so. There's other ones we're not thinking of probably.
I still feel like though the Outer Worlds was the last gen though.
Did Square Enix have anything exclusive?
Like so.
I can't think of
Yeah.
it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
What are Nintendo's AAA games that they put out?
Everything's AAA for
In-
Nintendo.
Well, I guess Switch
They
has
just
been
be
out.
going out.
Switch has been out for a while, so.
Yeah, you want me to go down the list? We got like a million.
But like in the last like 2 years.
I mean, we do like 10 a year.
Like-
So
Let's see, the last 2 years for Nintendo.
it'd be a long list.
In the last 2 years?
AAA games, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You kidding me? They come out with
How
like-
about their
like a
tentpole
hotcakes, dude.
their tentpole franchises like Fire Emblem Engaged.
They came out this year.
That came out this year. What else? We haven't had a Mario. We haven't had a Zelda until next week, or this week. Sorry.
Was
Well,
when did
you're only
Super
talking
Smash
like they're
Brothers
huge,
come out?
like
like
you're
they're
only talking like 98s on Metacritic, basically, is what you're going for.
maybe 97, maybe.
They don't count unless we're getting like
Yeah,
95
it has to
pluses
be
on Nintendo.
generational games.
It's gotta be a 95 plus on Nintendo for it to count. Otherwise,
That's true.
it's not good.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Let's
wrap it up here.
Okay. So thank you everybody for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed. We're probably going to be starting our prediction videos pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Come up. Especially if the PlayStation thing happens, then we can do predictions for
Yeah.
that.
So that would
Like, because it'll be kind of bad if PlayStation doesn't do one, like in June or
So-
late May.
our next Gamescast will be the week, supposedly, of the showcase.
Okay.
Nice.
So we'll wait
So-
and see when that gets announced, and then
And then
we'll
we'll
figure out our
adjust.
schedule.
Yeah, we'll adjust from there so that we can
Okay.
get predictions in. Okay.
Yeah,
Sounds
that'll
good.
be good. Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
No.